This is 1700 Home Edition, the place where you come to get all your favourite local music. I'm your host, Victoria.
And I am your host, Nick. Before we begin, SYN and RMI TV acknowledges and pays respect to the owners on which the SYN and RMI TV offices and studios stand, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations.
SYN and RMI TV also acknowledges and pays respects to the elders and traditional owners of the land our content reaches.
So as you can see, things are a little bit different here at 1700.
Due to the current situation of self-isolation, episodes of 1700 are now being filmed in our own homes with the use of our computers and recording devices.
Do not let this worry you though, as we have plenty of exciting content coming your way, including weekly playlists, a new and improved social media presence, as well as today's first episode of 1700 Home Edition.
So, what is coming up on the show for today?
Look, we have an awesome first episode lined up for today, Vic. After kicking off with some news taken straight from the Australian music industry, we will then be announcing our clip of the week.
But that is not all. We also have a dedicated discussion segment where we'll cover some big questions of the month before we end the show and tell you where else you can find more of 1700.
It's sure looking to be a fantastic show today, Vic. Should we get started?
Let's do it. Now it's time for your 1700 news with Vic and Nick.
As part of the gradual quietening of the music industry worldwide, numerous Australian festivals have either been cancelled, postponed, or are still in question. While Splendour in the Grass and Tame Impala's April Arena Tour have both been rescheduled for a later date in the year, Groove in the Moo and the Drop 2020 festivals have both been cancelled. A full list of Australian festivals which have been impacted can be found online.
In order to help the arts industry in Australia, the federal government has announced a $27 million package to support local talent. $10 million of this sum will go straight to the Australian Music Charity Support Act, which has already raised over $400,000 through its COVID-19 emergency appeal. This is a response to the sector being largely affected by the social distancing restrictions currently implemented.
Australian artists around the country have been going online to showcase their musical talent and provide relief for those isolating at home. As part of Triple J presenter Bridget Huswaite's Saturday Night In project, artists such as Meg Mac, Didiri, Lime Cordial and Vera Blue have all shown their faces on Instagram's IGTV, performing classic tunes to their millions of respective fans.
And in new music, these are the artists that are bringing a bit more sunshine into our lives by releasing the following. Something for Kate with Situation Room, Lawson Hull with Bad Habit, Stand Atlantic with Drink to Drown, Alice Ivy with Don't Sleep, Mammals with Mansion, Alex the Astronaut with Split the Sky, Triple One with Handyman, Troye Sivan with Take Yourself Home, and Violent Soho with Sleepier.
There are some absolutely fantastic tunes there, Vic. Definitely something to keep you occupied while we are in isolation. However, that wraps it up for this segment. This has been your 1700 News with Vic and Nick.
We wanted to take this as an opportunity to talk about some things that are really important given the whole context of what's happening in the world right now, but in particular to the music industry. So the first thing I wanted to bring up is why it's so important for us to support local acts more than ever.
Definitely a valid point, Vic. As we know, the current situation has affected the art scene quite dramatically, and in particular the music scene. As you saw in our news segment, we saw how many festivals and gigs have been cancelled or postponed. So we can definitely say it has been hugely impacted. And look, it really comes down to supporting these artists because their music for us, it's an outlet. You know, it's what we do when we're, going for a walk or doing something that we love. We listen to their music for that outlet and for that escapism. So it's so important that we keep supporting them so that we can still have this outlet.
Yeah, Nick, I completely agree. I think the music industry in Australia is so unique and so special. And I can only imagine how difficult it will be for artists now who are relying on income from gigs or promotional events they were doing. So for me, I think the way I'm thinking about it is we should just try and show them any support and love we can, whether it be going onto their websites and perhaps purchasing merchandise to give them some sort of income, or even just going onto their socials, their Instagrams, Twitter, Facebook, liking their posts, showing them some love, even just commenting and saying how much you appreciate them and appreciate their work, because you really don't know how much that will mean to them right now. And they've given us so much with their music, like you said before, helped us through so many times. So it's really the least we can do for them right now.
Definitely. And as you said, like the power of social media these days, Vic, is absolutely enormous. So there are so many ways that you can interact and support with these artists. You can go, as you say, buy merchandise. You can go and support them on their social media pages, because we know it's absolutely huge and it's an outlet and it's a medium that we can use so extensively these days. So please get out there, support not only artists that have been on our show, but other Australian artists that you know of, because they are all doing incredible work.
For sure. I can't even add anything onto that. I think that is exactly how it needs to be.
Look, leading into our next point, obviously taking on the idea of social media, Vic, one point I really want to raise is looking at how there's events that are coming now on social media and concerts. And as I said before, the Saturday Night In project, it's all happening via social media. And I'm interested to get your thoughts about how you think the landscape of music and the music industry will change with this huge or more increased online social media presence.
Well, I definitely think it's a new way of artists to, not that it's new, I should say, actually, but being in these circumstances, artists have definitely been a lot more creative in the way they approach their fans and all these things. And it's really exciting to see how passionate they are and how they're going to find any way to communicate with their fans and give them music regardless of the circumstances. So I really hope this type of communication continues, because one, it's great as a fan to see so much more from an artist, seeing the lengths they're going to try and entertain us through these times and trying to make us feel better. That's amazing. But at the same time, it's good that they've been pushed to do this, because obviously things like live streams and everything have been around for a while, but there was never such a big need for it until now. So I can't really complain. It's great seeing all the artists coming together, doing things, even the collaborations between artists. It's just a nice thing to see people coming together and trying to just spread any type of positivity towards us.
Definitely, Vic. And even on that, you kind of compare the experiences within, a music concert that you might have gone to earlier in the year, and then this social media presence. It's almost a little bit more intimate, which I find is really important. If you're watching an artist and they're singing a song or they're doing a live performance, and you can actually, tweet in or text in and say, wow, I love your work. To be able to do that is actually really important, I think. And it's going to really revolutionize the way that audiences and fans connect with artists and how they share a musical experience. So I definitely think that whilst it has been a challenge for artists to really adapt to this increased online presence, I think it's going to be a huge benefit in really strengthening the relationship between the audience or the spectator and the artists themselves going into the future. So when we go to festivals or concerts or whatever it may be from now on, knowing that we've had this really interesting and different connection through this social media presence, we're going to be more open to, I kind of think, extending this kind of experience at festivals and at concerts. So I think it's a really exciting space to watch. And as I said before, we're very lucky to have this social media and this technology to be able to do this, because it's really going to strengthen the music scene.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's just awesome to have that opportunity, even just to give, like I said earlier, to give back to the artist by tweeting or by joining into their live stream. You're really showing your appreciation for them, which I'm sure they would really like right now, given everything happening. But also it's a bit of a give and take relationship, because they're giving us music that we love and we're taking that, but we're also going to give them back our support and our unconditional love, because, our favorite artists deserve to feel great. And a lot of them who might not be able to, perform or have gigs like they originally planned, this is their time to connect with us in a new way. And I think that's really special.
Definitely, Vic. Look, we've covered some really interesting and really valid points in this little discussion part. If you have opinions or thoughts about what we've discussed, please get in touch with us. We are on Instagram at 1700_TV, but we're also on Facebook and Twitter. Search us up there and you can definitely get in touch about what you think about this and what you think about this, not only changing landscape between the artist and the audience, but also how we can support Australian artists through these very difficult times. For now, we all like to say to you, keep safe and keep healthy, and we hope that everyone is doing okay during these really difficult times.
Hey everyone, even though we can't be in our usual studios with you today, we still have a clip of the week for you guys.
And this week's clip of the week is
Breaking Bones
by Nathan Wong.
Nathan Wong is a pop rock singer-songwriter based in Melbourne and is a very vocal supporter of the local Australian scene.
However, this is Nathan's time to shine, as Breaking Bones is his debut single. We have linked the video in the comments, but you can also check out this absolute bop on Spotify.
This is a song you're definitely going to want to add to your Spotify playlist.
You guys have been watching 1700 Home Edition with your hosts, Vic and Nick.
We know this isn't the usual setting you're used to seeing us in, but we wanted to say a huge thank you for joining us and letting us discuss all things Aussie music with you guys.
If you want to show our pages some love, you can find us on Instagram at 1700_TV and on YouTube at 1700TV.
Until then, have a great week and we will be back with you very soon.
This is Vic and Nick signing off.